Coming up, how Emerson students can turn their problem-solving ideas into reality.
And potential changes to the Boston Marathon bomber's sentencing.
All that and more today, Thursday, October 14th.
Good morning, Emerson. I'm Danielle Fineza.
And I'm Reese.
Caroline, it's a beautiful Thursday morning, isn't it?
It really is. Nothing beats waking up to a sunny day in Boston.
Exactly. Now let's jump right into our top headlines this morning.
As the coronavirus pandemic swept through Boston in 2020, many of the city's restaurants were forced to find new ways to serve guests. Now, a sense of normalcy is returning to them. Restaurants in downtown Boston are back to full capacity and relaxed dining regulations. Restaurants such as South Street Diner and Tate Bakery are noticing more crowds than ever, many of whom are college students. El Jefe's, which was part of Emerson's dining plan last year, did well during the pandemic and was worried that their sales would drop due to Emerson's return to a regular meal plan. That did not turn out to be the case. El Jefe shared, quote, "I really do think we developed a relationship and a reputation with Emerson students. Emerson students are spending their own money at a higher overall daily rate than they were spending board bucks. El Jefe's isn't alone. Many restaurants are doing better in sales now, all thanks to a pandemic which kept many of us inside cooking our own meals."
The Supreme Court is considering reinstating the death penalty for Boston Marathon bomber Jahar Tsarnaev. He was convicted in the deaths of 3 spectators and 1 police officer following the bombing in 2013 when he and brother Tamerlan Tsarnaev set 2 bombs off near the finish line. The death penalty was imposed in 2015 but abandoned last year. The defense first claimed that Tamerlan, who was later killed in a gunfight, was the mastermind of the bombing. The validity of this evidence has now come under question. This comes just 2 days after the 2021 Boston Marathon and months after the Justice Department began an execution moratorium. Tsarnaev is currently being held in federal prison in Florence, Colorado.
The Emerson Presidential Search Committee shared an update regarding its search for the college's next president yesterday. The committee says, quote, "Our newly reconstituted search committee has now begun its work as part of our extended search process to identify Emerson's next president. The committee has already begun to interview potential candidates from an extremely strong, diverse, and highly qualified pool. They are confident moving forward into this week that they will find the right person to lead Emerson. The committee welcomes feedback on the presidential search through the search survey located on Emerson Today or via email to emersonpresident.storbecksearch.com. More to follow with the search in the next couple of weeks."
Boston's mayoral candidates faced off in their first debate last night. With 3 weeks until the election day, Michelle Wu is currently leading polls over Annaliese Baker. The conversation surrounded the housing crisis, fixing the city's schools, and adapting Boston's approach to policing. Baker highlighted her differences from Wu, saying she'll be a more hands-on leader and that her work, quote, "has to be done in community." Wu, who received the most votes in the preliminary election, emphasized her ambitious policy plans, such as rent control, and the ways that she'll take action to establish them. The candidates will hit the stage again next Tuesday for an hour-long debate hosted by NBC 10 Boston.
Do you have a great idea that can help solve a human problem? How about turning that idea into reality? Emerson's newly announced Winter Intensive may be perfect for you. Innovation for Impact, a unique 4-credit winter course, is open to all enrolled undergraduate students. It's a masterclass style course helping turn big ideas into reality. The deadline to participate is quickly approaching. Project pitches proposed in groups of up to 3 or individually are due on October 20th. Professors Sharon Topper and Tim Gunn are looking for a video explaining what your project is all about. Groups can be formed within all majors. All ideas are on the table. Start brainstorming and get those submissions in. Check out Innovation for Impact for more information on how to apply.
The St. Francis House is now reopened for volunteers. Just a short walk from campus, St. Francis House is the largest day shelter for those experiencing homelessness in Boston. Emerson student Madeline Domek partnered with Student Engagement and Leadership to promote their volunteer opportunities during this year's orientation program. Volunteer positions are currently available in the food services and expressive therapy departments. Emerson College Best Buddies also plans to work in collaboration with the St. Francis House later this year to promote student involvement.
Now we have our weather correspondent, Maximo Lawlor, with what we can expect this weekend.
Thank you, Caroline and Danielle. It looks like it's a great day to be waking up. It's sunny outside, 64 degrees. So if you're waking up with us, great time to go out, maybe get some fresh air. And yeah, it's sunny, but it's going to start to look a little bit more cloudy when we go down in the weather, down throughout the day. At noon, we'll be seeing some warmer temperatures, 73, some of those clouds, and we'll kind of keep that up until your evening. 6 p.m., it gets back into the 60s, 69 degrees, mostly cloudy, and it'll be dropping down quite lower through the rest of the night. But let's look at women's soccer, who's having their senior day this weekend. Let's take a look at the Rochcast. For the Rochcast this Saturday, the 16th, 1 p.m., they will be taking on MIT. It's also, again, their senior day, so make sure to go out and support them. But it's going to be a cloudy with some chance of showers type of day, so, maybe you want to bring that umbrella. But definitely go out and support them. Clouds, some light wind, 6 to 14 miles per hour. But now let's look ahead to the rest of the week. Again, today, Thursday, our high is going to be 75 degrees with a low of 58. Those 50 temperatures will be, in the evening, late hours of the day. And tomorrow, it'll be looking somewhat similar, but it'll be staying all in the 60s. So 69 degrees that high, 60 degrees for the low. Some clouds, pretty cloudy. And then Saturday is when we got to see that really gloomy type of weather. 30% chance of rain throughout your day, but we will be seeing some of that heavier rain in the PM. But the temperatures are going to be staying pretty warm, just like a summer day almost. 74 degrees is going to be your high, and 55 degrees is going to be that low. And then Sunday and Monday on to the beginning of next week, it starts to look a lot more like the fall days that you'd expect for an October day. 66 degrees is going to be that high with a low of 49s. We're getting to those 40s. And then Monday, 61 degrees is your high with a low of a 46. But that's weather. What do you guys think about the weather this week?
Well, thank you, Maximo. I think that this week it'll be good, knowing what's going into the weekend for family weekend. We can all plan ahead for that.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a little rainy, so make sure to bring your umbrella. But thank you again, Maximo. When we come back, Carlee Bronkema will tell us what's happening in Boston's entertainment scene this weekend.
Stay with us.
Make up for it, fires to the end zone, touchdown! Alabama wins! Step back, Walker, Carney, and Kimba does it again, Utah! Right back there, all right! Packers win! Packers win!
Welcome back.
Now, let's go to our entertainment correspondent, Carlee Bronkema.
Thank you, Caroline and Danielle. Boston has a lot of your typical art experiences like museums, public statues, concerts, and all that. But how about a new type of exhibit that focuses on exploring art with all of your senses? Van Gogh, the immersive experience, uses virtual reality and 360-degree projections to have participants see Van Gogh's famous work in a new perspective. The experience takes about an hour, and tickets are sold in 30-minute time slots. This exhibit is located in Dorchester and can be accessed through the MBTA and bus lines. A new show started at the Schubert Theater just down the street yesterday. Boston is welcoming the cast of Rent's 25th anniversary farewell tour for 7 performances. But what makes this tour especially cool is that there is an Emerson student in the cast. Charlotte Odesanya started at Emerson in 2019 to pursue her musical theater degree, but took time off this year to become a soloist for the show. Rent will be here through the weekend before heading to Detroit for the next tour stop. John Legend will be at the Orpheum Theater this Sunday as part of his Bigger Love tour. This tour bears the name of Legend's 7th album, which also won the 2020 Grammy for Best R&B Album. Legend has used his tour performances as a platform to advocate for social change and racial justice. Tickets are still available for Sunday's performance, and all attendees must either be vaccinated or receive a COVID test 3 days in advance. Emerson College Main Events is hosting a pumpkin painting event today at the 2B Alley and Lion's Den. The group will be handing out free pumpkin painting kits that students can use to get in the spirit of spooky season. The event starts at 1 p.m. and goes until 4, although kits are handed out on a first-come, first-served basis. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to pick up one of those kits today after the show.
I totally agree, Carlee. It sounds like the perfect way to kick off the weekend.
Exactly. When we come back, we'll sit down with a group of Emerson students who are creating their own short film.
You don't want to miss this.
Mind. The human brain is, after all, a structure. An organ made of proteins, fats, water, and other chemicals.
Body. The human of today is capable of feats that his primitive forebears could never have imagined.
Play. A new game show that tests the limits of competitors' minds and bodies.
Your roomies, your homies, your new living best.
We live here too.
Thanks.
Liz! Do you have any idea what time it is?
It's time.
7. Oh. 7? It would mean a lot to me if you guys watch. You only care about yourself.
I'm getting kind of worried about Charlie.
The audacity!
Promise me you're not gonna do anything weird tonight.
No, I am a koala.
Alright, come back in 10 seconds. Ready, camera 1. Camera 1, get a wide shot of the entire thing, and in 3, 2, 1, take. Tell them cue.
Welcome back to Emerson College. Emerson
Camera
trails
4, get a shot of the players coming across the court.
10 seconds left. Emerson trails by 1 point. As
Camera 2, close on the person shooting.
Thanks, Go. With 10 seconds left, Emerson is hoping to pull away and score this game.
Camera 1, get a close up, follow them over.
Emerson trails WPI with 10 points. 10 seconds left. Emerson trails by 1 point as the team finishes their timeout.
Camera 1, close up on number 33.
Thanks, Joe. With 10 seconds left, Emerson is hoping to pull away.
Follow the ball, follow the ball.
And when I arrive at my destination, I am gonna kill Bill. What? Oh! Okay, cutting. Sorry, can we get some of these guys?
Where in God's name is the gaffer's tape?
Hi, I'm Nate.
And I'm Casey, and we're the National Broadcasting Society.
Come on to some of our weekly workshops. work on some of our sets.
Explore the bigger picture with NBS.
We'll see you there.
All right, let's get another take. Camera, sound.
So yeah, it's like Emerson's very own late night talk show. We've got games like Jimmy Fallon, and we're hot like Jimmy Kimmel, and we've got guests. I'm gonna talk to them. You can talk too, I guess. There's a live studio audience, and they're just gonna laugh at everything we say, and it's gonna be awesome. It's just this never-ending cycle of positivity and community and late night content. I'm gonna wear a suit. You should probably wear one too. What do you think?
I think you should drink up, because it's closing time.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
Now we are joined by our guests Charlie Compton, Justin Landsman, and Anderson Hopley. Thank you for coming on the show with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So I hear you have a film. Tell us a little bit about it, the name, and some plot maybe.
Yes, so our film is called The Five Fingers of a Dog. It's a horror film, giallo more specifically. The film follows a black leather gloved clad detective or killer that is going around brutally murdering people, and it follows a detective who is on the case trying to solve the mystery of who this killer is. And the killer and the detective have this weird intertwining relationship. The detective, there's something off about him. He's kind of turned on by the case. And the film is completely independent. We're making the film completely on our own, self-funded. We also had a GoFundMe which reached its goal. And yeah, we're currently filming and we'll be filming through hopefully early November, but yeah.
Wow, that's super exciting.
Yeah.
What inspired the idea behind the film?
So we all live together and have been since the beginning of the semester, so we've been talking a lot about horror movies and things like that, and a lot of times what comes up is giallo, which is this like specific subgenre of Italian horror, and it comes up in a lot of conversations, so we just figured we should try our hand at it because there's not a lot of them anymore, and we really wanted to make something.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I haven't myself heard of that genre too many times, so this will be exciting. Now, with COVID being obviously, something we're all dealing with, what has been a roadblock, in your process so far?
So I'll take that one too. So in terms of roadblocks filming, the hardest part of getting a production going is getting everyone you need in the right place at the right time. It's, in terms of scheduling, always difficult, especially during these times. Also, Emerson students tend to be doing a lot. And we have a few people not from Emerson working on it as well, so just scheduling has really been difficult, but we've been getting it done and making sure we're getting everything we need to.
So on your Instagram, we noticed you described your film as kind of a surreal film, and is that due to the genre that you're pulling inspiration from? Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so this subgenre, giallo, its heyday was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s in Italy with Italian genre filmmaking, and the route filmmakers would take with the genre was a very surreal, almost nightmare logic approach to time and the way the plot moves forward. It's almost nonsensical, and that was due to, at the time, Italy's limitations with what they had in terms of the craft and how they would utilize that in a creative way. So it's very over-the-top, campy, and dreamlike, and that's really the specifics of it. And we really want to be really indebted to that style and really be as accurate as possible to it, while also pushing it forward and doing something new with it, because we're touting this as a neo-giallo, so we want to not just be a throwback to a bygone era, we also want to be able to do something new with it. Yeah.
Right. And so you're currently in production, correct? Yes. So once you finish wrapping shooting, what are your next final steps with this film?
So our goals thus far is we plan to do an early 2022 release. We want to do it during the winter time because we noticed that there's sort of a drought of content, and we really want to release something that people will remember. We do plan on releasing a debut trailer in about a week or so definitely look out for that. We'd like to release to a lot of film festivals, mostly horror-based, and just sort of make sure that people follow the page, the 5 Fingers of a Dog on Instagram, and really just look out for us across the Emerson campus and beyond that. So we're looking for a large release and go from there.
Well, that's super exciting. So you mentioned your Instagram page. Is that where we should be looking out for releases as they're coming, or is there somewhere else we should keep up with you?
That's the main place to look for notifications and definitely keep updated with the production. Just refer to that anytime you want any information on our production.
Well, thank you so much, Carlee, Justin, and Anderson. I know we're all looking forward to watching your film.
Yes, we definitely are. So that is all we have for you this morning.
Be here with us next Tuesday and have a great day.